What do you need for the doily? You need crocheting yarn. Now you don't have to go so really thin. These yarns I bought at a charity shop. I suspect that they are thicker than a 10 millimeter crochet yarn. Then I also going to use this 1,75 crochet hook, and then you need a safety pin to mark each round, and then also you need beads. You need about 28 beads. I've already strung them because you need to string them before you start crocheting the doily. We start with a magic ring, and then we make 6 DCs into this magic ring. So first a chain stitch, so there you have the magic ring. Press it under your thumb and now make 6 DCs. So you crochet over these 2 loops. Good, so that is round 1 is done. Now you can take this loose end and pull it tight. That's the middle now. Now we go for round 2. We work in continuous rounds. Once I've done the first stitch of round 2, I normally put in the marker. So I go into both loops of round 1 and I make 2 DCs into this one. And now I need to put my marker in the first of the 2 DCs. So there you can see, there it is. Good. Now in each one of the remaining 5 also 2 DCs. It's only here in the beginning that the marker can be a little bit in the way. As the doily becomes bigger, it is not a problem. And I'm just going to show you here at the beginning how you count if you want to make sure. So round 2 must have a total of 12 DCs. It works in multiples of 6. Let us count. So you start here with the DC next to the loop. 1, 2, 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12. You do not actually have to count each round. I'm just showing you if you want to count them. Good. Now we go for round 3. In round 3, we make 1 DC in the first, 2 DCs into the next one. So that will give you 3. And these you will repeat 6 times. So 6 times 3 will give you 18. So 1 into the first one. Then you first put in your marker here in the first one that you have made. Then 2 into the next one. Then again 1 and 2. Then again 1 and 2. If you have done amigurumi, you will know how it works. 1 and 2. One and 2 and then 1 into this one, and 2 into the next one. So let us remove the marker. The next round is round 4, and you need to have at the end of round 4, 4 times 6. That means 24 stitches. So now it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So let us do that. 1, so 1 DC into the first one. Put in your marker. Then a DC again in the next one, and then 2 DCs into the next one. So you count now in 4s. 1, 2, and then 3, 4 into this one. That means 2 into this one. Now you can see already it starts to become a distinct hexagon. It doesn't disturb me, but if you want it to be in the round, what you do now is you just give one more stitch. Good. Now we're ready for round 5, and round 5 must give us at the end a total of 30 stitches. How do I know it? Because 5 times 6 will give me 30. So let us make, and how do we do it? 1, 2, 3, then 4 and 5. So let us start 1, and I put in my stitch marker. After I've made the 1, 2, 3, and in the next one I make 4 and 5. Then again 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So you can see that the hexagon has now turned into more of a circle. When we look at the one that I have done, I'm quite happy with it. I didn't mind that it shows a hexagon, but the hexagon will show if you do not now give one stitch at the end of each round. So give again one stitch at the end of this round, and then we only put this one in when we start the new round, in the first stitch of the new round. Now let me show you how you can count the rounds. If you have put your work down and then you come back and now you don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see that we have finished 5 rounds because you count these circles that you see here. So now we need to start round 6. Now, how many DCs must I have at the end of round 6? 6 times 6. That will give me 36 DCs. So let me first just make the first one, and then I'll show you. Then we put in the marker. So how do I get 6? I've already now done the first one. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 into the 5th one. So let us do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 into the next one. And I'm going to do one more. Now the rounds become a bit larger, that I will only then meet you at the end of the round. So we do the sequence once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 into this one. Good, and now I will complete the round. I will meet you here at the end where the marker is. Take out the marker, give it one more stitch. That prevents it to become a hexagon. Good, now we're ready for round 7. How many DCs must we have at the end of round 7? 7 times 6. That means 42. So let us start for round 7. 1, put the marker in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 and 7 in here. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 and 7. And now I'm going to just carry on and finish off this round. One stitch more at the end of round 7. If you did become confused, count the rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're ready to start round 8. So how do we do round 8? 6 single DCs and then a 7th and an 8th in the same one. So let me first do the first one. 1, put in the marker. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and now 7 and 8. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 and 8. This is the milk jug that I want to use when I use the doily. Now, as you can see, we are now this far, so there's still a few rounds to go before we start with the border. I have already now made the one extra one at the end of the round so that I can keep this circular. So now I'm going to start round 9. So it will be 7 DCs and then 2 in the next one. So it's 1, I've put the marker in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and 9 into this DC. I'm now going to complete a few rounds. I will on screen give you then the pattern for the rounds, but I think by now you know how it works. And when I've reached now the circumference of the milk jug that I want to use it for, then I'm going to start the border and show you how the border works. I'm now done up to round 13, where I've made 11 DCs and then 2 in the next one. So I think I'm just going to do one more round, round 14, where it will be 12 DCs and then the 13th and the 14th in the next DC, and then I'm going to start with the border. So you have to check according to the opening of your milk jug, how far you need to go with these rounds. When you see that the circumference is now correct for your jug, then you make a slip stitch into the next DC. Then 3 chain stitches and slip stitch into the next DC. Then 5 chain stitches, skip a DC, slip stitch into the next DC. Like that. 3 chain stitches, slip stitch into the next DC. 5 chain stitches, skip a DC, slip stitch into the next one. And like that we will go all around. There you can see I'm now almost at the end of round 1 of the border. You can see there are 2 chain stitches because here is the slip stitch and the 3 chains that I've made. So now I need for my next round to work from loop to loop. So I need to get to the middle of a loop. So I'm going to jump here with this loop over these 2 DCs, but look what one do. So sometimes your stitches can work out, and sometimes if they don't work out, don't let it disturb you. Now I'm going to make a treble to complete the loop into the space here next to where I've made the slip stitch. And by making the treble, it completes a loop here. It looks like a 5 chain loop, and now also I am now in the middle of the loop. Now I just pull the loop a bit out because I want to make a DC here. Because I want to have these 2 loops that when I come back with round 2 that I have loops where I can put the treble into. And then I make 3 chain stitches and I slip stitch into the same space. There we go. For this round, we're going to still do just 5 chain stitches. So 5 chain stitches, slip stitch into the next loop. Then again 3 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch back into the same loop. Then again 5 chain stitches. Slip stitch into the next one, 3 chain stitches, slip stitch into the same one. Let me show you how it looks, and like that we will now go all around. I'm at the end of round 2. I have now made the 3 chain stitches already and slip stitch back into this space. Now I need to make the final loop. So I need to make 2 chain stitches, and then I need to make a treble in here. If I see at the end that this becomes too big, I can just make a slip stitch. So I will go now into the DC and then we check it out. I go here at the bottom in. It's like that. It's still a bit bigger than those. So in the next round, let us do it here. So in this one, I'm just going to pull it up like that. And I'm just going to make a slip stitch again into this space. Slip stitch, then we're going to see the next round. We will not see this one even but if the every time it's a bigger loop than the others, then it's going to be visible. I don't want that. So now 3 chain stitches and again a slip stitch into this space. Oopsie. The slip stitch is made. Now I'm going to do 6 chain stitches because the round becomes now wider. 1, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch into the next 5 chain space. Just slip stitch. Then your 3 chain stitches. Then slip stitch again. and then again 6 chain stitches, and to the next 5 chain space. Into the next 5 chain space with a slip stitch. I pull it too tight. I want it to be quite tight, and you can see sometimes then I struggle to get it through. Otherwise one must use a smaller hook size. There you can see. So now it looks like that, and now we can carry on. I think this one will be better than that one where we've made a DC. I have reached the end of round 3. Now I just need to make the last loop. We again going to make 2 chain stitches and then a treble into the slip stitch somewhere here. So just see if you can even go into, yeah, there is space. So just make sure that there it goes. A treble into this space. And I think it's far better now, because now this little loop looks like the others. What I also do after every round, I just take the slip stitches and I pull them tight. I pull them together, because sometimes the legs, I can almost say, of the slip stitches are a bit far apart. So the moment when you pull them together, then it looks neat. The other thing that I want to say, if you think it becomes too loopy and it wobbles, do not worry about that. You will see when it hangs and the beads hang to it, each of these little loops will pull oval, and then the pattern is really displayed, and the beauty of the pattern can then be seen. So don't worry if you think there's too many chain stitches in a loop, just carry on with confidence. So now let us see. So we have had 2 rounds of 5 chains per loop. Then we had 1 round now already of 6. We're going to make this 4th round also just with 6 chain stitches. So I pull this up a little bit and I make a slip stitch into this space, and then I make 3 chain stitches, and then I slip stitch again into this space like we normally do. And now I make 6 chain stitches to the next space. So we want a gradual increase in the loop size. Then into the next space, 3 chain stitches, slip stitch back into that space. Then again 6 chain stitches, and like that we will go all around. So I'll meet you when I reach this slip stitch again. I'm here at the end of the 4th round of the border. So now I can make 3 chain stitches and then make a treble here next to the slip stitch. Any space in here next to the slip stitch and make a treble. Like that. Pull up a loop. Get a slip stitch again. It is. Then 3 chain stitches. Then another slip stitch. It is. Now we're going to go for 7 chain stitches. And then a slip stitch into the next loop. 3 chain stitches. Slip stitch again. And then 7 chain stitches, and like that we will carry on in this round. So I will see you at the end of this round. I'm here at the end, again 3 chain stitches. Now I'm going to do a double treble, and I'm going to go here in at the base of the slip stitch. Then we can check, does the loop look the same length as the others? It seems so. There you can see I can still move that a little bit. And as you can see, one can't actually even see where was the start. You can just see this, that I've made a DC where I started. This one is a bit bigger, but all the others now, our joints are really good that one can't actually see them easily. Good. Now I'm going to make another round with 7 chain stitches. So I'm just making a slip stitch, then 3 chain stitches, again a slip stitch, and now again 7 chain stitches. And slip stitch into that one. So we've gradually increased the number of chain stitches. In our next round, we will use 8 chain stitches. So I'm going to complete this round, and then I'll see you at the end of this round. So still 7 chain stitches. I'm here at the end of round 6. It's harder to count these rounds. We actually need to look at the loops. There's round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, and that is 6. So it's the end of round 6, and now I'm going to make 3 chain stitches, make a double treble, go into the here at the base of this slip stitch, yarn over, you have 4 loops, through 2, through the last 2. Pull up the loop a little bit, slip stitch into the same space, then 3 chain stitches, slip stitch again into this space, and now we're going to make 8 chain stitches. Eight chains, and then when we get here, it's the same story now again, slip stitch, 3 chain stitches, and slip stitch again. Good, so now we can complete this round. We're now ready for the final round before we insert the beads. So I'm again going to make 3 chain stitches, and then again a double treble to the slip stitch. Pull the loop that it's just slightly longer, go in and make a slip stitch, then 3 chain stitches, and again a slip stitch. Good. Then we're going to make still 8 for the next round. And then into the next one, and we carry on exactly as we've done the previous round. I'm now almost done with the last round before I insert beads. I just need to make now 3 chain stitches, and then I need to make a double treble here to the base of the slip stitch. Then the normal, pull up the loop a bit, make a slip stitch, then 3 chain stitches, then another slip stitch, and now we're ready to insert beads. 5 chain stitches. Bring up a bead and crochet around it and slip stitch into the loop on your hook. And now you're going to slip stitch through the 5th chain as well. And don't pull the bead down, because then the loop on your hook closes. So there you can see. Then again 4 chain stitches now, and go into the next loop. I'm going to do 2 or 3, then we check. Then 3 chain stitches, and again a slip stitch. Then again 5 chain stitches. Bring up the next bead. Go around it and just slip stitch. And then pull up the loop slightly to go into the 5th chain stitch and make another slip stitch. There we go. Then again, 4 chain stitches to this side and slip stitch, 3 chain and slip stitch. Let us see how it looks. Yes, they hang loosely. I want them to hang loosely. I don't want to let them hang too low, but I'm happy with this. So now I'm going to carry on like this.